So, round 3. Yeah, so that's where I was with Shore Healthcare. So yeah, it's great to hear that there might be a group. This obviously they want to do a lot of activities. So neurodivergent people, those with learning disabilities. You know, Yin Yoga is accessible for all, and however which way you want to look at it. Sometimes I call them different names because my brain works that way, but sometimes I call them asanas, sometimes I call them poses. Sometimes I just call it next moves. I'm not doing very well with the concealer, who am I? But yeah, so pretty much from my experience so far of certain asanas to do with yoga can be adapted for the purposes of yin. Okay, yin is floor based, so, and the reason they're floor based is so there's safety, there's comfort. Okay, because then you add in the propping, and the propping's for safety and comfort also. Okay, the floor is there to hold your weight. Okay, because you're working on the myofascial aspect of the body, that ninja webbing stuff that you've had me talk about before. It's nothing to do with the joints. We don't hang in the joints. That can that can cause issues later in life. With obviously, you know, ligaments and things. That's not what we aim for. We aim for everything else around the body. Okay, so all these bits, you know, we tension and compression. Okay, all different bits and pieces. Crazy loads of stuff. And I'm trying not to get too much into that because that's not what this mornings are about. They're not about telling you about all that kind of things. But yeah, if you want to know more on that, I will do more content on it, and I probably will anyway, gradually, as I'm getting back into it. You can already hear it starting to, the enthusiasm's just coming back to me, which is what I've missed, sincerely. I have to be level-headed to be able to get anywhere, especially to retain information, because I'm not very good with words in remembering the proper words to use. And you can all see that, the way I struggle sometimes in trying to figure out what word I'm supposed to be using for you guys. I'm hoping the majority of you know what I mean when I do end up rambling on and can't find the words that I need to use. But yeah, if you ever don't, just stick a comment down or message me and ask what on earth are you going on about, and I'll tell you. Or I'll try to in so many words. So yeah, so basically at the minute everything's going on in the right way. The mindset is where it needs to be, and guys, this is when I say to you all the time about positivity and gratitude and affirmations, because that's where it all starts. It's where it begins. You know, we are all self-healers, whether you want to believe it or not. There are enough sources out there that you can find the details from. I have quite a few people that I follow, and although some of it, you know, you can easily bypass and not listen to the bits that you don't want to listen to, but whereas it comes to the body, you know, that's the bit you want to focus on, because, you know, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired a lot of the times, and the doctor's not doing anything but giving you more and more medication so that you're shutting up for 5 minutes. I would probably say that's what they have that sort of thing for. Because you know what, I've not only got myself back up again and out the chair, but I've done so using less medication than what they had me on before. Yes, I do have a new one, the methocarbamol. But I'm taking one less Zapane 3 times a day. Okay, now Zapane I've been on for 4 years, roughly. And I remember them telling my dad, you know, you've got to come off them because sorry, trigger warning, you've OD'd on them. His reply, well, you've been prescribing me them for pain, so why are you only now telling me this and changing the medication? So Zapane, things like gabapentin, pregabalin, as most people are aware, they are, what do they call it, lockbox medication. And not only that, but they are highly addictive. So I'm quite happy to be getting off the Zapane. Besides that, they don't do a massive amount for me. Really, if I sit and think deep down, I know they don't do a lot. They just distract the mind enough to be able to think they're working or whatever. And they've just got to a point where they're not. So now I've gotten to a point where I am walking better. Yes, it is still sore. However, more in terms of aching because of the muscle loss up to this point. Okay, you are going to have muscle loss if you've got to go around in a wheelchair. No two ways about it. And obviously when you're in a lot of pain and you don't know where the pain is, you can't lift things. I'm not supposed to lift anything more than 4 pints of milk. And truthfully, guys, when that was first stated, I said, are you kidding me? I've got 3 kids. It's just not going to happen. Especially when, you know, for the likes of me, I feel guilty when I can't do a lot around the house. Okay, these days it's more like I get really peed off because nobody helps around the house. And it's generally just me, especially on those times when my body is a lot weaker and a lot more painful. Okay, but otherwise I do tend to feel guilty because I can't go out and work, I can't go and find a normal job, I can't bring in money. You know, it's what I bring in these days is nothing compared to what I would if I was working. And then obviously that leaves me often in a bad place because it's not fair for the other person. Do you know what I mean? I'm hoping a lot of people will know what I mean by that. I hate not being at work. I can't stand it, which is why I'm so happy to have found Yin, because it's still me being able to focus on trying to get my body back to a state of where I can do a lot more things, as well as helping out other people along the way, which is also why I like to do the positivity stuff. So I know I was telling you guys, gratitude affirmation. You're brilliant, you're amazing. You need to believe it because you are. You don't really understand how amazing you are until you're in a position such as myself, or for whatever reason you've been stopped from working. You don't, when you sit down and you think about it, there's so much to be proud of, to be knowledgeable about, that you have done in the past, that you are still doing, even though it doesn't seem to be a lot. Okay, there is so much more that you are as a being than what your brain allows you to cover, I suppose, is what I would say. It's and it can get difficult. It's what makes you feel guilty, but it's not you feeling guilty, it's that ego voice in there. So give it a name. What's something I listen to? Give it a name. A person you hate, or a name you hate, just don't like. And then when they're trying to tell you something, oh, shut up, such and such, that's not me talking, that's you. Okay, it does help. Okay, so, yeah. And this is almost the end of part 4 already. And I'm still not done. I'm still not through.
Mom.
I know. But yeah, so I am going to pause and have a break, get someone some breakfast, because she obviously can't do it herself. Get some more coffee. Yeah, I know you're too lazy. And I will catch you guys in round 5.